It's the last Sunday in March, and it's time to get back to Rick Answers his email questions. And first up is Doris, who's having trouble with resizing her photos before attaching them on email, and she's lost the task of when she right-clicks. So instead of right-click, Doris, highlight the photos you want to send, either using Control-click or Shift-click, whatever you use, and then choose the Email These Selected Items on the left-hand side of your XP Common Tasks. And if you search my website for email photos, you'll find that tip. The other thing you can do is do away with that method and use Picasa, which has a great tool for reformatting and resizing your photos before email. John, please do send me some examples of what you're seeing with this particular issue. I know there's a few bumps and bruises with the site, especially search. I'm working on all those things, but please send me some examples if you have them. Thanks. Hello, Ruman. What you're looking for is what's called the user account control, and you can search for all of that on my website or just search for UAC, and you'll find that tip on how to disable that. Sheila, you're the only one that I've heard this particular issue with, and I have checked all of the links on the last couple of weeks worth of emails and have not seen this problem, so I'm not sure what you're doing. Make sure you're clicking on the title of the article or the read more on your email. Philip, I went to this site that you're having trouble with getting video on, and it looks like they're using Windows Media Player, and it worked fine for me on Firefox and in Internet Explorer. So what you might want to do is to update to the newer version of Windows Media Player. Make sure all your browser windows are closed before you update, and you might also want to think about, if you're still having problems, downloading what's called VLC Media Player. And it's free, and it does do a good job of translating almost any kind of video or audio. Joe, if you have an existing Windows XP CD and you're going to change the computer anyway, you can probably use what you already have. Or you can go to newegg.com, and newegg.com has what are called OEM versions of Windows. I don't know how much longer you'll be able to get them, but they're very inexpensive. Hi Jeanette, you'll like having email on your phone if you do a lot of emailing, and you can get all that information from your email provider. Now if you have an internet provider that gives you the email, you'll get that information. If you're using things like Yahoo or Hotmail, you will not be able to do what you want to do. If you're using Google Gmail does have a little spot in their help on how to get your Gmail on the phone. Barb, without looking at exactly what attachments you're having problems with, I'm going to assume that you're having problems with opening up PowerPoint slideshows, because that is the most common unopenable attachment, and that's something a lot of folks don't have on their computers. So go to my website, helpmerick.com, search for PowerPoint, one word, and you will find the free, and it is free, PowerPoint viewer. John, I think what you're describing is a netbook. A netbook are these small little laptops. I happen to have one here. That's a netbook. Very small screen. I have one that has the 9-inch widescreen. They make them now with 10-inch screens. But by all means, for what you're saying you want to do, this is a way to go. You can get them for less than $300, and that's as economical as you can get. If you want to get a little bit bigger screen, maybe a 15-inch screen, there are a lot of laptops that come for sale with Vista, unfortunately, but they have Vista for less than $400. And what I would recommend is stripping it off and put Linux on it, Ubuntu Linux or another version of Linux, and you'll be able to do everything you want to do with zero problems. Derek, you're at that point in computing where you need someone to actually sit down with you and look at the computer and see what problems you have. If you're not able to run AVG, you're getting kicked off the internet, you can't do system restore, you've got bigger issues than something we can do just through email. Jay, I'm assuming that your neighbor knows that you're utilizing his internet connection and doesn't care, and if that's the case, then yes, you can get a USB wireless adapter, put it on your desktop, and as long as it's within range of the signal, you can access the internet through that as well. Charles of Xmarks is changing to Xmarks, and I think the reason why is because it started out as a Firefox only utility, and what it does for people out there that haven't heard of it is it backs up your bookmarks or your favorites to their servers. You can have access to them from any computer, or if you have multiple computers, you can keep your bookmarks or favorites in sync between multiple browsers and multiple computers. And I think that's why they're changing the name to Xmarks, is my speculation, Charles, is because it isn't any longer only at Firefox. It works with Safari, Internet Explorer, and Firefox. Yes, Kent, you will have to remove the Computer Associates antivirus and just go to Add or Remove Programs on your computer. Look for the Computer Associates Internet Security. Remove all that before you put the AVG on. That's it for this week. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again next week.